mean, so far he's been playing a
success.
bunch of tanks throughout the
I think
regular
Emperor's breathes a sigh of relief after the last time he had to play the Ken and Renekton matchup. It did not work out so well. So in the end, your prediction of K'Sante was correct, albeit slightly delayed and with a bit of creativity in terms of the champion coming out. Zehen in the jungle, something that's going to be pretty exciting to watch, but Fnatic, that composition feels so stable to me.
He's just been very consistent, very reliable, and I mean, you can see it in his placement, 4th, 4th, 4th. Like, he sits there in a very comfortable spot.
Valk back here, have an initial stun coming from the Zenith Blade, fall up at the Shield of Daybreak. Now Razork's ticking, burning health bar, forced to flash out. Relech throws the glaive forward to no effect, but he was there, and his presence was all that the team needed, it seems, is forcing that early flash is going to make things a lot more difficult for Razork, especially as you get closer to this first Drake.
Yeah, we might have a fight for Scuttle Crab here as both teams are looking to move in. Razork, no flash, crucially.
Good vision, bit of a disconnect from Lost, but an upset as they turn back onto Paris. Paris isolated. Avshock about to fall away, but his first blood on the top side of the fight is, unsurprisingly, the flashless Xin. A pretty easy target for Navi to punish. Yeah, and I think that just being able to stack those Drakes is crucial, but we do have a fight breaking on the bottom side. Razork level 7, but just big chunks of damage coming in from Samdi and Paris. The Sunlight passive from Leona paired with this Corki burst is kind of disgusting. And I think part of the reason it seems pretty easy for Navi to implicate new picks is we see Relech moving in the bottom lane. Does still have access to the ultimate, the Grim Deliverance. Samdi caught out under the tower, but massive damage and loss, but Samdi needs to get out from under the tower. And it looks like he might just go down the barrier, not enough. I don't know, Samdi understood that he was tanking, but he might just be happy with this trade deal because Relech is gonna get right back up. And Upset is sure as hell dead. I mean, it's a good point, and something that you talked about earlier I think ties in nicely to this, where it's simplify the game plan. It's a simple game plan, and it makes it that much easier for Relech to figure out how to fit into it when he plays new champions like Zehen. A little egg on the face there. It's going to be a little bit embarrassing for the rest of the junglers in the league.
Ooh, they're looking for a gank in mids.
Poby, quick slide, but back into enemy territory. Flash away from the shockwave is good. Relech on the way in. Dash forward, flash connecting. The stun is massive onto Vladdy. Razork not able to interrupt it. The ulti not in range. Navi.
Oh my god! And it's working out wonderfully thus far for them.
I mean, they're quickly starting to snowball this game. Relech going for a bit of a skirmish against Razork. He should be fine to get out of this one, though.
Ospa hooking in, Grim Deliverance takes it back to the wall, but Paris is still committing to the fight. Now Relech is going to return to the fight. They feel confident enough. Poby's coming in, they're going to have the man advantage. Paris is still alive! Lock into the Iron Solari, all that extra money! Making him that much stronger, and it's a double kill for Relech.
I love how the communication.
Emperos without information also doesn't feel comfortable to just go all in here. Doesn't really know, now that the Drake has been down for some time, where Relech is playing towards.
I also just like to think of Renekton and his scaling as how many short-range champions is he against. Oh, and speaking of one of those long-range champions.
Poby on the way up. Flash forward from Manger, getting the extra slow coming in from the W, and now he's taking down Emperos.
Vladdy is slowly working towards this tower. Maybe if they can secure it first tower of the game at the very least for Fnatic.
This feels like such a big morale loss as wait. We have a TP coming in here, Fnatic.
Paris using the Eclipse, trying to stay as tanky as possible. Second TP is going to be a little bit late from the side of Navi. Vladdy trying to make the difference. A nice flash over, but he still gets caught!
Wait, I thought it was the Renekton, but the Renekton's still dead. In the whole regular season. And they didn't get a single Drake yet this game, so they're keeping that record up. As now finally it's the Renekton TPing behind. Let's see if they can do something with it.
TPing in, follow from Upset now to kill Paris. Poby trying to hold the line underneath the Sun Disc here. Pushback is good, on to 3. Relech now looking to follow. Got to be ready with the Grim Deliverance. Z instantly tries to turn the fight back. Samdi already taking down Upset. 1v1 between Razork and Samdi, but it's Relech versus the world as he wants to keep fighting. The revive not there anymore. They're crucially well timed by Fnatic to find the shutdown. Samdi also not winning out on the 1v1 with the Xin as Razork just keeps going. One more auto on to do it. Samdi praying for a miracle. One more auto. It's still Samdi!
Oh my god!
With the big one!
My bad, sorry.
Holy shit. Sound like
Odo said it on the analyst desk. That's what he wants to see for Navi. And for the most part, outside of that play, we have seen it as there's a 1v1 topside, but more importantly, the third Drake now picked up. That said, Samdi, Paris on the top side, completely isolated despite the fact that their team is taking Drake. Bit of a risky gamble. As Upset goes over the wall, he wants redemption. He'll 1-for-1. It's fight night for the 80 carries. His main turret is also going to fall. Navi want to keep fighting for some reason as Relech and Poby are desperate to turn this around, keep the numbers in their favor. They're currently down 1. Relech is powerful. Grim Deliverance there. Wants to finish off Razork. Doesn't quite hit with the Dark Glaive. Needs to follow up. Poby with an instantaneous pushback. Could be enough. Shockwave from Vladdy is good, but the damage really isn't there. Soldier sent over the wall. Relech continuing to stack the passive, and it looks like the fight will finally fizzle. Item completions are the thing that matters. You get so much out of the passive of those items. So much gold value is back there. but it might not matter if Emperos is caught out. A flash before the fight, pretty devastating for the Renekton, and it might cost him even more. Pathmaker coming in from Mainter, likely just a quick death from Emperos. He tries to double dash out to safety. Now Razork there to cover. There's going to be at least some fighting over Prio here. Bot wave pushing in the favor of Navi for now, but Fnatic look like they want to force the fight. Mainter caught out, definitely not the ideal tanky target, but if Navi fight into that choke point, the Orianna can have a big effect. They're trying to split Batty off from the rest of the team. Relech hasn't been able to get involved though. Paris heal coming out just to get him out. Fnatic happy to have the poke. Did just fist fight their way into the river. First access to the Drake now.
I like this a lot. Just don't care about the vision. Rush towards the dragon. They now have control, and here comes the TP.
TP behind. Hook onto Paris. Fnatic want to turn. Poby has been locked up. Emperos now trying to follow. Relech wants to make the difference as Lost gets lower and lower. Main turn to the entire team. Razork zoned away. Razork down. The dragon still standing as Emperos tries to make the difference, but he's been forced back. Poby to pick up the kill. Relech still standing. The revive coming in. Navi devastating Fnatic in the fight as they set their sights on the soul.
And Relech does so much damage in the back lines there and buys so much time with the revive. It's a mountain soul for Navi. They're pushing down mid lane. They're going to go for the Nash as well. And the fates of Fnatic might just be sealed here in game one.
And Vladdy dies without even using the shockwave, which is the most surprising thing to me.
It's best of 3, so they don't want to win too fast. Oh, as a fight happens
Hold
here.
that thought as Razork now going to the backline. Nice shockwave to follow, but the solar flare on top stops any potential follow-up for the jungle top of Fnatic. In the meantime, Upset's been entirely split away from the team. He just can't even auto-attack. It's a double kill for Relech. Mainter has isolated somebody else. I didn't even see who, and frankly, it doesn't matter. Navi in game 1, 11K ahead from start to finish. They have been dominant here. Fnatic sent packing, sent back to the drawing board for game 2 as Navi on the road to a quick 2-0.
And Navi, they got all 4 Drakes. They played the same style as Fnatic. We'll play around bot lane too, and we'll do it better than you.